I have a question, and please do not answer until I give you all the information.
All right.
Tyrique Stevenson,
Yep.
the cornerback from the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
By the way, Tyrique, Tyrique, and I don't believe we should demean the name because there's police watching here to make sure that we don't. They might write it 100-word, 1,000-word editorials
That's
in the
true.
Star Tribune.
Right.
Tyrique Stevenson signed a 4-year, $6.5 million contract with the Chicago Bears. It includes a $1.69 million signing bonus and $3.48 million guaranteed over 4 years. His average annual...
Wait a minute. It's got to be more than that guaranteed over 4 years.
No, that's what it says right here. His average annual salary, in other words, if he doesn't get cut, is $1.6 million. The question, how much would you fine him?
Well, I had a tirade about this before we went on today.
How much would you fine Tyrique?
I don't know what I do with him because, first of all, he's been fairly strong for them.
Yeah, he was a few weeks ago. He was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
But if you don't know what we're talking about, he's a Bears defensive defensive guy, and he had his back to a play while he's taunting the crowd in Washington.
As the receivers are running at him, he almost got run over by the receivers.
Well, the best is
for the end zone.
when you see him finally turn, he realizes, oh, S.
Uh-oh.
I gotta. Because there's a fan cell phone video of it from a fan sitting in the stands recording it. Oh, it's fantastic.
That thing has got to have 10 million hits.
Easily.
I was wondering if the NFL should be embarrassed by this. And then I was thinking, oh, no, because they'll be happy because they got some content out there that's got 10 million hits.
Well, first of all, I couldn't believe it.
No.
That you're that stupid.
God almighty. And he's how long?
And he really had nothing. His attention, had it been correctly focused, probably wouldn't have made a difference in the.
Well, he was supposed to be covering one of the three. He was supposed to.
Yeah, he was late to the party.
He was supposed to run with one of the three guys.
He's the guy that bats the ball.
And then, of course,
and then it's caught.
Once he got up to bat it.
Yeah.
If you bat it, you got to bat it straight down.
Knock it down.
Don't bat it at all.
Yeah.
And he tipped it perfectly
Right.
to the That was the easiest Hail Mary reception in the history of man, right?
Is that Jim Marshall-esque? Is that almost running the wrong way?
Yeah, it is. Jim Marshall was, I think, almost more explainable. We just had the anniversary.
Yeah,
It was a week ago, yeah.
Jim. And but yes, it's the Jim Marshall thing is that how long it took his teammates to start chasing him was, hey, where's he going? You know. But this is like high. This will be shown for the next 20 years.
Easily.
This will be shown.
This would be like a shortstop wandering out into short left field with his back to the plate, jawing at people in the left field stands while the batter hits a single and goes right through him.
Or where the ball would have, as the winning run is scoring, he'd be going,
What an idiot.
It was unbelievable.
You just gave me an idea, Patrick. You know, we have the list of things Reusse doesn't like.
I like this.
But we need to start another file. Soucheray fines. He's issued a number of them over the years. You wanted to fine John Lester $1 million because he didn't throw it to first base.
I would run him out of the league.
Yeah.
And then there's batting gloves. Remind me what the batting gloves fine is. If you adjust your
That was $500,000.
And how about the armor?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the armor.
The armor.
Hey, you need a wardrobe guy on first base to take all your crap back to the dugout.
Yes, we got that too. We got the.
Hey, in the World Series in extra innings, we don't put a runner on second,
No,
do we?
we keep playing. It's the old rules, and it's kind of like the NHL that plays 3-on-3. But then
I thought these have been two great World Series games.
yeah, been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
How about a grand slam?
Freddie hitting that home
Freddie
run.
did
First
not miss
pitch,
that
first
pitch.
That was good. Freddie's smart hitter. He's not a home run hitter either. He's
No.
generally speaking, but he knows. He said they're going to try to he said to himself, bases loaded, they're going to get ahead of me.
Yep.
They want me to take this because he's known as he works the pitcher and stuff.
You know what else it was? One of the cruelest bat drops or bat. What do you call that? When
Bat flip?
Bat flips in history. Just boop,
Yep.
dropped it on
Yeah,
the
he
ground.
did
It was
not
just very cold.
Did not flip it in the air, and of course everybody made the comparison. Supposedly, the time of night was identical to when Gibson hit his.
Really?
And then somebody else said it was 2 minutes off, but 8:37 p.m.
Wow.
8:37 p.m.
You know what I think's going to be sad tonight? Will that Monday Night Football game outdraw this World Series?
Who we got playing?
Maybe not because it's the Giants,
Giants at
which
Pittsburgh.
most are Yankee fans.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You know,
People will be doing a lot of clicking. No,
Yeah.
who are the Giants playing?
they're playing the Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And we know that the Giants are horrible. So
God, is that game? That game can't be in New York as well, is it?
I think it's in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could look it up.
It'll probably be close, but I don't know how were they. I didn't see the World Series ratings. for
I
the
haven't
first
seen the
two games.
numbers, but
If you can't do it with the Dodgers and the Yankees,
Then
you
you're
might
not
as
gonna
well
do
give
it.
up. You might as well forget. And everybody's, these two big market teams, who cares? They haven't played each other since '81.
Yeah.
And in that time, the Yankees,
43 years.
in that time, the Yankees have won 6. I think they've won 6, and the Dodgers have only won 2. In that
you are right.
time.
It's in Pittsburgh, Joe. You were correct.
Pittsburgh will have a good audience.
Sure, yeah.
So I don't know. It's funny how they've decided that they don't want to take on Sunday night football, but they're willing to take on Monday night football. Although the quality of the Monday night games have fallen off considerably in recent years. They don't give them.
Yeah, but if they're going to continue to play second fiddle to the NFL, they'll run out of nights they can play because football's
right. You just gotta,
Monday,
you're right.
Thursday, Sunday.
Sunday night is a great night for TV watching. They should have played Sunday night, no
Yeah.
matter who you're going against.
Yeah.
You should have, that's supposed to be Sunday night, So
Well, plus there's college football on Saturday night, which draws well too. I mean,
people are still complaining. Well, the kids can't watch it at the night. They still want day games. You're not going to get day games, okay? It was only 8:37 in L.A. when he hit the home run. So it's only 10:37.
And the best when you rewatch that Gibson video, which most of us did, you forget all of the cars leaving Dodger Stadium while he was rounding the bases.
Did you cover that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did not see that home
You
run.
covered it in New York.
I covered 81. Dodgers
You covered in New York. That was
New York.
Yeah,
In New York.
88.
Yeah.
Oh no, 88. You were a city side columnist, but
Yeah.
then 88.
Yeah.
But yeah, I covered Gibson. I was up in the top deck. They had an auxiliary
Yeah.
press box up there, which is up high, and I had a column written that needed 2 quotes that said the A's win, and I had a gamer written that said needed 2 quotes that said the A's win, and I went downstairs in that area you see behind home plate. There was that leads into the clubhouse there, and I was standing on my tippy toes behind 2 or 3 rows of people, waiting for the game to end, and then 10 minutes later was going to be able to get in the clubhouse and get a couple of quick quotes and to go back up. He hit that home run. I started hauling my fat ass up the ramps, and the crazy Dodger fans are coming down, and it was the worst moment of my life.
I do know that I
But it
love
was-
that ballpark.
It's still great.
It's
they've
just a
spent
great
lot of-
ballpark.
They've spent a lot of money, but
Yeah.
they never replace it because they still. But the traffic is unbelievable. So unbelievable that Larry David had to hire a hooker to go to the games so he could get in the
Carpool
HOV lane.
Yeah.
One of their great shticks of all time. I got it. Because then he ended up getting enmeshed in the hooker's life, right?
Yeah, of course.
For a week, for the entire, she was a regular in the episodes for like the next, kind of a chubby hooker too, which kind of, but it was one of the great things. But
Who's the coach of the Bears?
Eberflus is his name.
What
yeah.
conversation could he have possibly had with this moron?
I don't know. He said that today that not only was he acting like, why don't you call timeout when you see him acting like a jackass? Because there were 4 seconds of him taunting while they're getting ready to run the play, and but he said today, Eberflus, that was the guy who caught it was the guy he was supposed to be covering. Was the guy he was supposed to be covering. Instead of tipping the ball to him, he was supposed to follow him into the end zone.
Oh, God.
He was supposed to follow him in the end zone. But I think the old mayor would fine him at least $1 million.
Oh, I'm going $1 million. Yeah, there's no doubt.
There was, I don't remember which
I'd release him. That's what
I don't know what former player posted this on social media that said, he basically said, I will pay $10,000 to be in the film review of this play.
Okay.
Meaning that guy's just going to get lit up by his teammates, and he wasn't even referring to coaches.
By the way, how much did you watch that game? Much? Not
Not a lot.
Did you see them when they were on the 1 yard line and they gave it to William the Fridge Perry?
No.
Like they did in the Super Bowl. There wasn't William Perry, but they gave it
to
an offensive lineman who never got the ball, and they fumbled down in the 1 2 yard line. They were, they decided on trickeration when they were at the 1 yard line.
Are the Bears hapless?
No, they've won. Well, they were
4-4 now.
Yeah,
But
4-3. But the 4 teams they beat have been bad.
Yeah.
But the only thing that made me sad, Joe Colley, who's their Bulls writer, but has been a Chicago sports writer forever. He lives in St. Louis Park. His family lives here, and he commutes, and I don't know how he works it, but he is the most acerbic SOB in the world. I haven't looked at his Twitter account, but I'm sure rather than making fun of the Bulls, who got hammered last night, he would be having much time with this.
What's his name again, Joe?
Joe Colley, Cowley. He has the balls of a burglar, as we used to say. He just writes anything about the Bulls, and they all tell him how much they hate him. But I can't imagine what he's how much fun he would be having if he covered the Bears. What a loss! Unbelievable. Because they played lousy the whole game, and all of a sudden they're ahead, and they're going to win. Meanwhile, this is the greatest Sunday the Vikings have had in 3 weeks because
they didn't lose.
Not only the Bears lose in this embarrassing fashion, but Jordan Love got hurt again. For the Packers, he's going to miss another month or so. So this time he's actually going to miss time. Last time I think he only missed 1 game.
Now the Vikes have coming up the Sunday night game against Indianapolis.
Why they changed that game to a Sunday night game is the Colts stink.
Well, the reason I heard was that the original game was Jaguars against Tennessee or somebody.
No, Jaguars against the Eagles.
Or is that what it was? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
What was wrong with that?
Oh, see, I thought I heard it was Jags-Titans.
Jags-Eagles.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Well, yeah,
Why would they want this game?
I don't know.
Do they like Skull or something? Do they
Maybe.
like the stadium?
Because I
know.
don't think the Vikings had another Sunday night game scheduled, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what the deal was, but it seems like you're going out of your way to inconvenience people by flexing this game.
Yeah.
Flex.
Well, I was initially planning on taking the boys for the annual birthday game, but not taking my kids to a Sunday night football game downtown. That's not
that
happening.
wouldn't be a good idea. That would not
I'm
be
going to
a good idea.
attend a game this year.
You are first time inside the new dome.
Who's going?
Kid I used to have coming up here. He's going to organize a gang to go to the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Bears?
I know who it is.
Is the CP going?
No,
I was going to say.
not unless it was Kansas City.
Oh, then she'd demand to go.
Yeah.
I don't believe Katie and I were in a state of wedded bliss yet when I got her to go to a game. Dark Star with one of Dark Star's age inappropriate girlfriends.
Right.
And Dark had the tickets, and Dark was in his press box, and I was in mine, and she went, and that damn near ended the relationship. She could not stand it. She could not stand
The
it.
best place to be is in front of a TV.
Oh, God, yes.
It's terrible to be there.
My late, great cousin, Brian O'Rourke, priest, right? He was a great guy, anti-sports. He didn't give a damn about sports. But he had a parishioner out. He was at the St. Mary's of the Lake in, I think it's Plymouth or something out there.
St. Mary's of the Lake is White Bear.
Okay, maybe St. Mary's of the something.
Whatever,
There,
yeah.
Plymouth. There's a St. Mary's of some nice place. I don't know what it was. But he was the priest there. And he ends up, one of the parishioners, as a big favor, gets him to go to a Viking game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's been sober. Brian's been sober like 45 years by this time, because he liked to drink when he first started off in the priesthood. But anyway, so the first thing they do is go to Jack's for breakfast. They start drinking the Bloody Marys right after Mass, because it's a 3 o'clock kickoff or something. They take the bus downtown with all these drunks.
Oh, no.
And then they come back, and the noise, the screaming, I couldn't take it. And him doing this 8-minute bit on being at the Viking game was every time I'd see him, like I'd go to Mass there on Christmas, and I'd say, okay, tell us about the Viking game.
Yeah.
And then the guy... And he said, he's such a loyal parishioner. I had to go and tell him I had a good time. And then he invited me again. It was unbelievable. And he said he went a second time, hated it, and then he just made phony excuses.
Well, you got to.
What you should have returned was, I got one for you. Christmas Eve, 2008.
Yes.
They're playing the Packers.
Yes, right.
Was that when that was, 2008?
I think it was 08, wasn't it?
Yeah. Whatever it was, there's people still mad at me that I ruined their Christmas.
Maybe it might have been before that. You're right, because it was before I started working here. So it might have been like 04, 05, something like that.
When I think
My
back,
dad.
when I think back on it, I think maybe I shouldn't have written that for Christmas morning.
It was harsh, man.
That's my daddy.
Yeah.
That's
Getting tased on the dome floor.
Let my daddy go. 6-year-old kid crying. Let my daddy go.
He's a .9.
At the time, I said, "Boy, this is good," But I guess I didn't think of the holiday season. Didn't appeal to
The
me.
kid was 6. I mean,
It was a 9-year-old.
You shouldn't have done it.
There was a 9-year-old. The 6-year-old was saying, "Leave my daddy alone," and the 9-year-old is saying, "Oh, he's crying." It was,
and they
this
all had to
drunk
face
saying-
Mom.
This drunk saying, "Come on, boys, let's go in the locker room and say hello to him." It was unbelievable. They had 9 cops. One guy's got his knee on his back. Looks like George Floyd, for God's sake.
What? You shouldn't have written that.
No, I shouldn't have.
That was
written
terrible.
Yes, I would. At this late stage of my life, I
disagree. I think what you should have done is you should have done the column and then did an audio version of it with Christmas carols in the background.
that was kind of before we really got everything we needed on the cell phone too. It was like remember those first cell phones we had?
All grainy
and
video,
when
yeah.
Twitter first started, and to send out a tweet, it took like an hour and a half to type in the words. And
I don't remember because I remember being very confused about what all that was.
Yes.
What the hell is tweets?
Well, the guy who introduced us was Julio.
Julio was... He was the expert.
He was the new technology. Julio's got to be gone, but retired.
In
by
fact-
now.
No, I think he's still at the paper. He's got a hard-hitting byline about once every 6 months.
I do
Julio
remember.
hated Zapata.
I do remember that time because you said the following.
Twitter my ass. I am not twittering.
I am not twittering.
Well, I never thought I'd become a big fanatic, but I
Twitter
thought
was
it
made for you.
Yes, it was. Made for me when I was drinking.
Oh, my God.
Thank God you're not.
Yeah, I would have been like Tom Powers.
Yeah.
2 a.m. I would have sent out, "Screw all you jackasses," and that would have been the end. So it would have been. You got it.
I got it right here.
Not that he needs to channel any other cantankerous sports writer, but feeling extra salty, we now present Reusse's Tom Powers moment.
we'd run that. That was great. I think he's still in town, long retired. You know, he's he gave it up after that because they, after the Twitter explosion at 2:00 in the morning, I think they suspended him and he just quit because he had plenty.
To hell with him.
He was good, man. He was good, but
Now, here's a question for you. Would he have survived that today?
I
I never did know the story. He tweeted something about Hillary Clinton.
Well, 2 a.m. he told everybody.
Well, so what?
Idiots they were, But I think it was a little over the top. But I don't know.
But that's my point. What's over the top anymore?
Yeah, right. I mean, you got J.D. Vance telling us that there's no bad guys in the war in Ukraine. I like that one.
Yeah, and you got Harris telling us whatever she tells us.
You don't know what the hell she's talking about. And you got the Trumper being openly racist, and also attaching a woman's name to Anderson Cooper, and that's kind of old school homophobia, isn't it?
What did he call her? He called her
Angela or something.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Angelina.
Angelina Cooper.
And he kept doing it.
No, getting back to Powers just briefly.
Yeah, I mean, probably
Who cared what he said?
Probably
Why
not.
did the editors freak out at that?
I can't remember.
I don't either. I never knew the whole
you're
story.
Right. This was pre-Trump, so this was pre-2000. I think. No, was it? No, it was during the 2006 election. So
Is that what it was?
But I think we were
2016. You mean?
Yeah, 2016. I think it was being iron, bulletproof for everything now. Every insult now is like, oh, okay, I mean, it's a cesspool of crazy stuff, which is okay with me. I don't care.
I'm trying to find it on here.
But it's, I'm not. You're right. 8 years ago, it wouldn't have mattered probably.
Or the other way to look at it would be worse today because of
Well, people would be calling attention to it. But would have who would fire him? Who you got to fire him?
Well, that's the point.
You don't even have an office.
Where would they summon him? You show up at... No, wait a minute.
Yeah, they'd say, you got to come down to the office.
Okay, and he'd say, where's that?
He'd go down to the old Minnesota Mutual office, and then nobody be there. And then he'd go across the river.
There's nobody there.
And then he'd say, I'm ready to be reprimanded, but I can't find you.
And then you'd call him and say, as long as you're there, will you grab my was it a thesaurus? Your dictionary.
Well, it's not here anymore. You moved. Where?
Nobody took
I don't
your
know.
dictionary with you?
I couldn't go get it because they weren't there anymore.
It's gone.
I had that dictionary since 1969. American Heritage. Beat up, but I loved it. Gone. I have no idea where it is.
Well, I'm probably walking on thin ice in my size. This isn't a good idea, but I ripped them a couple of weeks ago because I don't get the Star Tribune because I'm now getting the early print edition.
Yeah.
Instead of I live 4 miles from the printing press, and I'm getting the 9:30 edition instead of the 10:45. Mm-hmm. So I don't get like World Series games.
Well, I must be getting the 9:30 then.
Yeah, you have St. Paul. Well, the explanation apparently is they say they don't have enough truck drivers. That's because you're not buying enough. So they have the truck drivers make the short routes with the 9:30 edition, and then they come back, load up again because I mean the press run is so small compared to the old days, and then they go do it again. But I ripped them. I was telling somebody a couple of days ago. I wonder if I can get the final edition if I just drive down there. I'm
Right.
just come down at 6:30 and honk the horn and have somebody come out and hand it to me.
Ordering takeout.
Yeah,
I'll just
right.
come get it.
Yeah.
On
let me
weekends, I got to go buy the papers.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I ain't reading till 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. And now that we got a Sunday night Vikes game, you got no shot Monday morning.
Oh, God, no.
With your guy.
No, but we anyway. But then I also, so I've been automatic payment. I think I pay 75% of retail or something. But I've been automatic payment for, 20 years since they started the internet. And now they want me to log in with my, to get, to call up stories online, to log in with my password that's attached to my account. I don't have one attached to my account. I just signed up and I put in my username and my password, and I can't get it.
I can do it for you because all of us use your username and password for the Star Tribune.
Does it still work?
Yes. I just
Doesn't
did
work
it
for me.
I just did it a week ago.
I use it.
Okay.
It works.
Good.
Yeah, I just used it a
I
week
use
ago.
it at home.
That's fine. I wish I could use it.
Maybe that's why we got
Or did
Reusse.
you forget
I
it?
call up my 4 stories, and then they keep. No, I know what my username and password is, but now it says email and then password.
I don't
have an
do that.
email that's attached to
I
the
don't know how that
thing,
works.
so I just want to just leave me alone and let me do what I've always done.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about that. Anyway, that Chicago Bears thing will live in infamy. What a if you know what? The Neal boys, Lavelle and his brother Larry.
Mm-hmm.
Larry is a couple of years younger than Lavelle, and they've been at my house, and then I've been with them in a bar to watch a Bears game. And Lavelle's psychotic, but he's not as bad as Larry.
Oh, boy.
Larry is like deranged when they're playing. I can only. Larry won't be able to go to work for a week after that one. It would be unbelievable.
How did Lavelle do on the old Hart thing?
I think he did good. He was home the same night.
Well, you would have
send him a
heard.
text.
Home the
would've
same
heard.
night. I texted him and I said, "What a thing to happen on a week. You got a little procedure going." He said, "Yeah, I'm okay." He says, "I might check with the oncologist tomorrow just to make sure."
So what you're trying to tell me is Lavelle and brother
Or the
Larry
cardiologist.
could be compared to
Just got ejected.
Yes, right.
they're the Detroit.
Without that, Lavelle might have a couple of drinks. I don't know if Larry even drinks.
Okay,
Larry
gotcha.
doesn't need the alcohol to be crazy. But it had to be. Can you imagine the Soldier Field parking lot after that game? Ooh.
Wasn't it in
It
Washington?
was in Washington.
Oh, really? That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's good. That's good because
But
that guy wouldn't have gotten out of the stadium.
There is another video that went viral of 2 Bears fans in the stand right before that play taunting
doing taunting.
Commanders fans, and then they show the play and they pan back to him like, "Are you bleeping kidding me?"
How
So it's
about the
pretty
way these new nicknames are working? The Guardians go to the American League Championship Series, Guardians Pride, and now the Commanders, which is a terrible nickname, and nobody likes it because, to put it in a headline, what do you put? Commies?
Right.
And
commies.
commies. And but they're
good.
This quarterback's good, and their defense is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it was quite a day to say the least.
How can Otani play with a
I don't
separated
know.
shoulder?
Boy, that looked bad too.
I told somebody today. You think Doc Rock could put him out there? Hell no. Mm-hmm. Doc Rock.
Even in the World Series?
Nah, I don't think Doc Rock's going to have to worry about it.
Shoulders are important in the swing.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, you need them.
Joe,
Yes, you do.
he might be the most amazing athlete to ever play Major League Baseball, though, because he's faster. He's
Well, I was
huge.
just going to say, I
He's
like to watch
huge.
him run
Yes.
because it doesn't look like he's running fast.
No.
But he gets there in
A
time.
couple of years ago, you can see he's big and strong, and you can see when he throws. He was about 98 then. He ended up being 100. And I saw him hit about 2 years ago, hit a routine ground ball to shortstop and beat it up. And I said, "What in the hell is this?" I had no idea he could run like that. He's a freak, man. And he's going to try to play. Hey, it's great though. The way sports are going, the great baseball is going. You got Freddie out there with a bad ankle. You got now Otani with the shoulder. They're letting him play through a minor
That
injury.
wouldn't happen here.
No,
It would not happen
we'd
here.
be very
We'd be very concerned.
And
Yes.
there was a story, Patrick, I don't know if you saw it over the weekend, where the the upcoming offseason, the Dodgers are going to explore adding Juan Soto to that
Yes,
lineup.
that would not be good.
Are you kidding
Because
me?
the other thing is, they're going to get all their pitching back.
Right.
They've had half their pitching staff.
Did they
not
anticipate Ohtani pitching again?
Yes, next
Just
year.
not this year, yeah.
Right. No,
Yeah.
I know not this year.
And the suggestion is he might end up being a reliever. He might end up being a closer. So you bring him in from right field to pitch the ninth.
Oh, my God.
Although he DH, no, he
DH.
DH most of the time. Yeah, DH. So if they put him in, then they had like the Ohtani rule.
Where it's pitcher DH. Yeah.
Yeah, where you could
Yes.
where you could put him in and you wouldn't lose your DH.
Correct. Yeah.
But you could still hit. They put that in, but I don't know. They were two pretty good games. The first one, the Friday night game, was great.
Oh, I almost felt bad for the Yankees, and then I realized, oh, that's right. I don't like the
They're
Yankees.
the Yankees. They're the Yankees.
These are two. Who do you root for in this? Though?
Yeah, but God, wouldn't it be fun if we were talking about this, Judd and I? If George was still around and Aaron Judge was striking out every time he, with the Winnie, the Mr. May, he called Winnie Mr. May after that World Series when he went 1 for 22, and then they got in a big feud with him. But imagine how mad he'd be at Judge striking out all the time. Judge shouldn't be the MVP. Bobby Witt should be the MVP. Much better all-around player.
But is Judge going to win it?
Yeah, Judge is going to win it. If you take away the 9 pop-fly home runs he hit to right field, maybe Bobby Witt wins it. Yankee Stadium is a joke right now.
Do you still vote for the MVP?
No, I haven't gotten it for a bunch of years. I'm not voting on anything anymore. They gave me Manager of the Year for about the last 10 years. So
Okay.
and
I want a New York weather report.
I can get one for you.
I have it right here.
can't be as nice as it is here.
No.
It is partly cloudy tonight, and no, that's today. That's tomorrow. 61 and sunny.
I can't beat that.
No.
So it'll be 52 at game time,
Right.
or 54. And what time we start? 8:10? 8,
Well, out there it's
out there,
late.
8:15 or
So
something.
we'll wrap her up by midnight?
Yeah,
East Coast?
probably. There's been games when I covered them in Yankee Stadium where we're getting out of the ballpark about 2 a.m. after writing, Then we would go to, then we go back to the Queens where we were staying, and we'd eat in this little coffee, dumpy little diner at 3 in the morning. And I remember my friend Bob Elliott from Toronto ordered the calamari at 3 a.m. from a diner in Queens.
I don't do
We were
that.
all going to have him committed. You think they just brought that in today there, Boxer?
It'd be like the shrimp Rookie brought to the Sprint store, fresh out of the Gulf.
Sardines.
The sardines, I'm sorry.
Sardines. Those were the sardines.
Oh, God.
Ricey made him throw it outside in the garbage,
Yeah.
out the parking lot.
I used to be,
Get
who
that
loved
S out of
them? My
here.
old man loved sardines, man. He loved them.
I love them too.
Eating them on crackers. But
Oh, they're wonderful.
yeah, but when you think back, though, they were in a tin can.
Yep.
And you had to unroll them with a key type of thing.
Yeah.
You just wonder when they might have caught those babies.
Well, they had them lathered up there pretty good.
They had a lot of
All
grease
kinds
on
of oil and
I would imagine
antioxidants.
Henry could eat a sardine.
Oh, you like the sardine. Yeah.
It's funny, those old guys of our father's generation.
Well, yeah, they were used to getting food in tins.
Yes, right. Fresh. The old man used to go up every day to Man Smith's Red Owl at 5 o'clock to pick out dinner, and then he'd have a few drinks before he got home.
In the Red Owl store?
No, down the street at the municipal liquor store, the Powerhouse. And
Powerhouse.
and sometimes he'd get home at a respectable hour, and once in a while we'd be starting dinner at 8.
Right.
So I got used to. Unlike you, 5:30 guy on the road, I was like 8. If we get out by 8:30, we'll be good.
I didn't like eating late.
Well, that was a smart decision because when you're big and fat, eating late, you can't beat it. I was telling somebody this the other day. We were talking about Dark Star, though. And what was the name of the weight-losing thing that he made?
Oh, my God.
What was that thing?
Body Solutions.
Body Solutions. And the Body Solutions formula was take a teaspoon of this at 6 p.m. and then don't eat till the morning. Well, you could eat a piece of chocolate cake with ice cream at 6 p.m.
Yep.
If you didn't eat until the next morning, you'd lose weight.
Right.
Yeah, but they somehow conned people into this being
That was the biggest scam
formula.
ever.
But he told me when he
What
went,
was in it for me?
yes, Dark Star, that was the greatest. But I think the guy was headquartered in San Antonio or something.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And they were flying in their pitch men from various locations, pitch men and women, because we had 10 people in town selling that
Easily.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But Dark, he was in, this is somebody and this is somebody, and then in the phone room where they're taking orders and doing stuff, the people, and they said, and this is George Chappell, Dark Star from Minneapolis. They got up and gave him a standing ovation because he'd sold so much of that crap. You know, that guy ended up in jail.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Because I think they found out it probably was not that successful.
That wouldn't have bothered Dark.
No,
No.
he would have kept
You call me now.
He kept selling it.
You want to lose
Kept
weight?
selling it. What was this? What was he? He sent the summer at Grandview because of bad teeth or something. He couldn't do the show. He had bad teeth. They paid him like for 3 months. We spent it at Grandview.
God, I'm trying to find the white people. Your thoughts. I can't find it now.
Trent Tucker. He got Trent Tucker out at 12:10 a.m.
Yeah.
Trent Tucker's with us. White people, your thoughts. 12:10 a.m. You can get ready. He was a little different than Franklin Hobbs.
I'll say.
So, anyway, what else we got?
You got your
Reusse.
Wild finally lost.
Wow, they did.
Yeah.
And that was a weird game because they didn't give up that many
High
shots.
scoring.
7-5. Apparently, the first period was like a train wreck. After that, they outplayed them.
But the boys came out of Florida with 2 wins.
Yep. What do they play? Where are they? Tuesday. They're someplace Tuesday.
I think
and
we're
then
at
they
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, and then they finally come home Friday. Did they ever get home on this 7-game trip?
No. Well, I'm sure
didn't
they
play
did.
Any games. I wonder if they had a couple of days off where they flew
Yes.
home and gave
Friday, they're home to
the,
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. I'm going to that one.
And Sunday, they're home to Toronto for a 5 p.m. matinee type
have
start.
Canadians for that game. There'll
Yep.
be
Yep.
now there's obviously Jets fans, but you still
The Jets are undefeated.
yes, but all across Canada you still have Maple Leaf fans.
Of
Back
course.
from the old days and the Canadians when they were.
And you still have a lot of Montreal fans.
It is somebody some young man from Blake, the Blake School as we call it.
Mm-hmm.
Got a hold of me, and he's doing a piece on a paper on the North Star's departure, and wanted me to give him some background on it, and I did it. And the first thing that astounds is that it was a 6-team league until 1967.
Right.
6 teams. It's incredible. Owned by about 3 different guys, right?
No, I think they each had their own owner.
No, the Norris owned
Wirtz in Chicago,
Wirtz in Chicago.
Norris in Detroit.
But he also had a piece of for a long time, piece of the Rangers.
That old codger who owned the Maple Leafs and lived in the building.
That was Baldwin, but that was later.
No, not Baldwin. What's the guy I'm thinking of? The guy who owned the Maple Leafs, his apartment was in the gardens.
Yes, I know. But
Who am I thinking of?
I'm not sure. Oh, Harold Ballard.
Ballard.
Harold Ballard.
Ballard.
But he wasn't their original owner. But he was.
Montreal was owned by what? Back then, was it owned by Molson, maybe?
I don't know. Do you remember? Have you seen the Harold Ballard documentary? There's one floating around.
think.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good because he was an old racist, crazy SOB. But
Who owned the Rangers? I have it in my mind it was somebody from Texas.
I can look it up.
Because that's how they got the name Rangers.
I think the original Rangers were these guys, though. Norris. Wasn't it Norris?
Norris was Detroit.
Norris, okay. These guys these guys were associated with hockey and boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was
There's very little
under
distinction.
It's this claims it's Dolan that he owns.
Oh, now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rangers owner in 1960s. Ask him that.
All right. I'm pulling up their website right now, so just bear with me. 1960s, you said?
Yes.
Would be Graham Page Corporation.
Yeah.
59 to 76. Gulf Western owned it from 77 to
It would
88.
be in the 50s then.
Madison Square Garden Corporation, John Kilpatrick.
No.
34 to
these are
58.
all unfamiliar names.
Okay.
So, anyway, there was somebody in the 50s.
That's when Yelbert Abraham Tittle would have
Played
been the
quarterback
for the Giants.
One of the great photos in
Life magazine.
Life magazine.
Was the
NFL
cover, wasn't it?
history, him bleeding on his head,
Boy.
his bald head bleeding. And that was, when they traced the popularity of the NFL, people don't realize that the NFL was just a fly-by-night, something that nobody cared, right? And then they had they went on TV with the Sam Huff series. Remember, they mic'd up Sam Huff in the original mic'd up thing, and they had this thing about Sam Huff, and then of course the famous Johnny Unitas game with the Giants. Was that 59, the overtime game?
About 59.
Yeah, the overtime game, and
Unitas
then
to
all
Barry.
Then all of a sudden, but before that, all anybody cared about was college football. Of course, you had, Division I football teams. You had distinctive conferences, and you had about 65 of them instead of what you got now. So we're bragging because we got some guy gave he's got too big. Andy Greeter broke it for the St. Paul paper that they got $1 million coming in from a guy for the.
They're doing
got a headline.
Isn't it a match deal? Aren't they also?
Match deal. If you call in, this guy will come up with up to $1 million, and he got. I'm told that Texas called 100 oilmen and got $200 million.
What are you talking about?
NIL money.
Name, image, and
NIL,
likeness.
yeah.
Texas. Well, Texas sent out a photo during the transfer portal season of 4 either Lamborghinis or Ferraris in front of the football facility. And basically, it was come and get them. It's unbelievable. But we got $1 million coming in. Hey, PJ's having a good year, though.
How about that butt
Beat
kicking
Maryland
on Saturday?
bloody, and the quarterbacks turned out to be okay. Brosmer, so.
Is he going to get drafted?
No.
He wants to.
Well, I'm sure he does, but
Yeah,
If he doesn't, he's going into medicine.
Yes.
did not know
Well, but they got to try to beat Bielema this weekend. Illinois just got killed by Oregon, but it's down there, and they've never beaten him. He was 7-0 against him at Wisconsin, and now I think he's 2-0 in Illinois, right? So 9-0. They never beaten him. Nothing will ever top him walking and running into the locker room as though he was going to crowd surf at 350 the
like
other.
PJ does.
He's got to weigh 3.5 bills, doesn't he?
But the
He's
best was when he
enormous.
did that here at TCF, and everybody in the locker went, "Oh God!"
Yeah,
he's
but
gonna-"
they went riotously funny too.
Yeah.
They're unbeaten at home. They're not very good on the road, but Illinois. So that'll be a bloodbath. That'll be a good game.
Yep.
I was watching your Tommies though Saturday, and they looked pretty good. They didn't have many people there. They had
At home? It only holds.
I know, but they had. It was fall break. Did you get fall break when you went there?
No.
They had fall break, and then they had the hockey game that night. So
At the U.
At downtown at the X.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. At the
Downtown at the
X.
X, they almost had 10,000 people there.
Wow.
So those lazy Tommies didn't want to do the doubleheader, so they all went to the hockey game. But they're now, despite their early season problems, they've been in that league for 4 years now, and they're 25-3 in that league since they
Really?
started. So it's not a really Division One.
The bride and I took the boys to Mankato versus
We
Augustana.
lost a heartbreaker.
We had 7,000 people at that
Really?
game. It was packed.
I can't go back to Blakesley.
I know, because you'll die. You'll
I
fall
will-
down the stairs.
I will die walking down the stairs until they put railings in. I can't go.
Or get you an escalator.
Yes, one or just someplace. Maybe I could get a chair on the sideline.
Well, Pat, I was just going to say, I got news for you. There was no room to put you. We all sat on the hill because the stands were completely full.
Unbelievable.
It was great. I mean, up
Maybe
until
at the hill, maybe I could sit on the hill and cover it.
You could.
But then I have to roll down the
No,
hill.
you should
That'd be
sit on
hard.
the hill and do what the boys do. When it's time to kick the extra point, everyone runs to the other side to go catch the football.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
I might not, maybe, but I there's no way I could. I damn near died a couple of times when my knees weren't as bad as they are now.
Yeah.
They haven't been as bad lately, though. I wonder why.
Didn't you damn near die when you went to Harvard to cover a game?
I was walking up 102 steps.
Yeah.
And then,
Covered them.
yeah, well, when you go as slow as I do, it's not hard to keep track. No, they told me going in it was 102, but I counted them to be sure. No, they told me 120. It was only 100.
Much like Dark would do to walk to J.D. Hoyt's. 99, 100.
There are people who look at that ad and think he really didn't walk it. But if you can't believe Dark Star, who can you believe? Mr. Honesty.
I do need a pause today, gentlemen.
Well, I'll see you then.
Well, we need to hear from the Valley
Oh, I
Group.
know we're going to hear from Pat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we can have a two-man discussion for 5 minutes if you got to.
No, I'm not. I have nothing. I have nowhere to go.
He's not in a hurry.
Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers. You ready to go?
Yes,
I
sir.
might stay here.
Man alive, it has been a fantastic fall to be buying new vehicles. And I can give you a report. Today, I drove into this parking lot. I became the 20th vehicle. There were 2 sedans, my convertible, and 17 SUVs. There were
Really?
17 SUVs, no trucks, just SUVs. Guess what?
What?
Buick now has 4 sizes of SUVs, from the kind of snug little one to the big boys. And everybody in America wants an SUV, it seems, especially young parents. And the place to get them is at Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers. And that is in Hastings and Apple Valley. My guys at Apple Valley. And the interest rates are low and the rebates are high for those SUVs. We also have the station wagon, the Regal station wagon, which is new. And there's a Hummer EV if you really want to impress people. But anyway, Jim Paul and Brett Paul, Valley Group of GM dealers. Fantastic. I've been dealing with them for 12 or 13 years, and they're the place to go.
All right. Let me know when you guys are ready.
What can we wrap this up with?
Baseball, hockey, cover.
Oh, we haven't talked Timberwolves.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
You ready?
I am.
Here we go. How about your Wolves?
They played a Toronto team on Sunday night. That is the Saturday night, home opener, right?
Yep.
Saturday night. A Toronto team that is expected to be the 29th best team in the league because they're kind of rebuilding everything. With 3 of their better players injured, and they still look mediocre and ended up beating them by 11 because they just sleepwalked through the game. But we were lauding everybody after that game. I got a higher standard. I don't like what I've seen from them.
Well,
so
that
far.
and the first game against the Lakers last week, someone got into Julius Randle because, boy, was that a you-know-what effort.
Oh, yeah. And then he played really good when they beat Sacramento.
He did
and
play
was-
better. Yep.
But when they throw him the ball, it does stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the line? Those hands get sticky.
Yes, it's sticky. It's very sticky. And I'm trying to figure out why he hasn't played any of the kids. At this point, Joe, you got 2 number 1 draft choices, Dillingham and Shannon. Both really good college players. Then you got Luka Garza, who looked fantastic in the preseason, and you brought him back to play. I mean, there was people trying to sign him. And then you got this Minot, who's in year 3 and was great in the preseason. At this point, after 3 games apiece, Bronny James has played 3 minutes, and those 4 guys have played 0 minutes. He's played more.
They have?
He hasn't played anybody yet.
Why?
Wow.
Why do we know?
I don't know. He's playing 37-year-old Joe Ingles as their 9th man. He's a low rotation guy. Last year, he only played 9 guys virtually all the time. And when one of those guys was unavailable, he'd play 8. So he looks like kind of a young school guy. I mean, more of a modern thinker, but I think he's kind of old school. He likes the small, short rotation.
He's like Tibbs.
But they're shooting a lot of threes, and not as many as that's going to be the ruination of the NBA when it becomes Joe, on opening night last Tuesday, the Boston Celtics played the Knicks.
Yeah.
The Boston Celtics shot 61 threes. 60. Is that fun? Just going and watching a bunch of guys bomb. They made 29.
Barkley had I'm trying to find it. Barkley had a great tirade on that. This isn't basketball.
No, and we are dedicated to. Last year,
What was the score of the game?
100. I don't know. They beat them Knicks were never in the game.
61 times 3 is 180
Yeah,
something.
but they didn't make. No, they made 29.
Oh, they shot
60.
Okay.
They fired. They jacked up, but they at one time were 29 for 48, and they knew the record was 20. They were tied. They missed their last 13.
Yeah.
They were throwing them up trying to set the record.
I didn't find the Barkley line about that game, but I did find another one that was great because he was saying, "Let's go." He was pulling a Such.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. We're done at 12:20 here.
Well, he's
Kia. Yes. 12:29. Oh, we out of here by what?
12:29 it is.
We walking out of here 1 o'clock. And if you don't walk with me,
I got you, brother.
okay, there.
I got
1
you.
o'clock.
What are they
Not
gonna do?
staying here.
What are they gonna do? Fire us?
There you go.
What are they going to do? Fire
They
us?
already fired them because they're leaving TNT. They don't have any idea how much that show did for that league.
Oh,
It made it because these guys not only appeal to us, they appeal to the youth
Yes.
too, the irreverence and the whole thing. And they're leaving TNT for Amazon, right? Or Apple or Amazon.
I can't remember
or
the
someone.
entire package that they got.
But
yeah.
basically, the guy, the NBA commissioner, who gets skinnier by the day, I'm very worried about his
He
health.
looks like an alien.
Adam, he does. He really does look like he had landed with what was the name of the skinny guy in the backyard of the most popular show ever? The guy riding the bicycle up to with the kids in front of them. E.T. He looks like E.T. Looks like E.T.
Kid with the bicycle.
The alien was riding the bicycle.
E.T.
Oh, he was in the basket.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the front.
He was E.T., yeah. I mean, the kid was riding a very popular movie from what I understand.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I might even watch 10 minutes of it. But anyway, he looks a little like E.T., but he basically said regional sports networks are in trouble with our new deal because it's all going to be on Amazon and stuff like that. So, or Apple or
You hear
wherever the hell
that,
it's going.
baseball?
Yes, baseball is. We got some issues.
Oh.
We got the grand old games. Got some issues.
Do we have a plan for the local 9 yet?
They're gonna. MLB's gonna have it. And last year, supposedly, I read this. San Diego, which drew 3 million people, sold out the ballpark all summer. The MLB handled this plan for them, and their local TV revenue was $4 million,
You're kidding
as
me.
opposed to 55 that they were getting 2 years ago. Wow! So you wonder why the Poleads are selling this team? They are very worried about the future of television and baseball. I would
Okay,
say.
well then I think you asked this a couple. Then who the hell is going to buy the team?
I don't know. I'm hoping it's Marty, and he would need friends. He would need a bunch of friends. But Marty Davis, I have sat through a game with Marty when he was watching his son's Minnetonka team, and he gets a little emotional. If if the family wealth is put into a baseball team, I can only imagine the angst that would be pouring forth. I said Marty'd be like Ray Kroc. He'd be getting on the phone, getting on the PA and apologizing for the performance like Kroc did back in the day. Remember Kroc as an owner? Mm-hmm. Ray Kroc as an owner? He'd get on the mic and he'd also call down and tell them to change pitchers.
Wouldn't Davis let us buy 1%? Would it be neat to have
be pretty free. Have to be pretty free. If they pay $1.3 billion, 1%.
What is that?
1% would be.
What is that? That's a good question.
1% would be $1.3 million, I think.
Oh, then never mind.
Then you're out.
We're out.
I was thinking 30 grand, something like that.
No. I don't think so.
Times 0.01. Yeah, you're
Let's
right.
go outside.
Let's go.
Actually, no, that'd be 13 million.
13 million?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Never mind.
I'm a little
You're
shy.
out?
I'm out.
I'm going to be a little shy.
Tell Marty I'm out. Don't have him call me.
Why don't we just bought him dinners at a golf club or something? You think he'd let us in for 1%?
He'd get you the, like what the Packers do. You'd get the piece of paper that says you're an owner.
By the way, I had dinner with my brother-in-law at Charlie's in the athletic club in Minneapolis.
I didn't know there was
The
such a
other day,
place.
They took over and they made it, instead of being a club location, it's this restaurant thing.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to be around very long.
Oh.
Is the health club still there?
Good, yeah, though, there's still a membership, but
Okay.
the restaurant isn't part of it.
You're talking the Minneapolis Athletic
Yes,
Club.
right there now.
Yeah.
It's, they threw out the Dunkers, or they priced the Dunkers out. They're not
Is the
there.
restaurant the top floor?
No, it's on the main floor. It used to be back in.
And they're trying to bring back Charlie's Cafe
Yeah, what is it?
Exceptional.
They got a couple of some of those.
Who got that bar? That bar's alive that was in Charlie's.
What corner?
I think it's in the North Loop. What's the place I'm thinking of? Name me a place in the North
In the
Loop.
North Loop? Well,
Yeah.
you had,
Just rattle them off.
I'm trying to think.
Here we go here.
Well, you had the 501.
It's got kind of an old-fashioned name.
They got a lot of them. Burroughs? The Burrow?
No. It's like Murray's, only it's not Murray's. It's, for
I
Pete's
don't know.
sake.
I can't remember. The Butcher and the Boar?
No.
Brixworth Beer Company.
No.
Flora Room.
No, it'd be east of Washington.
The Free House.
No, just-
Jackson's Hole.
No, shoot.
The 1029.
I gotta look
Tom's
it up.
Watch Bar. Parlor. Bunkers.
No, he'll know the name the minute I say it.
Cuzzies.
No.
Cuzzies. Cuzzies doesn't have much to do with Murray.
No, it does not. Monte Carlo?
Yeah, the Monte Carlo.
Okay.
They
had a
have
couple
the bar
Charlie.
from Charlie's.
Oh, that's right.
I think
You're
so.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a regular at there. They got the good wings, man.
Monte Carlo does have good food, yes.
They got the good wings. But you know what's a little treat in downtown Minneapolis people don't know about?
What?
The new Butcher and the Boar, which is over there behind the North Loop
Yeah.
somewhere. Starting 11 o'clock at night, you can go in the back room and get yourself there's a back room back there with great chicken sandwiches and burgers and stuff like that. It's open till 1 o'clock, which, you don't find many places like that in Minneapolis
No,
anymore.
no doubt.
Anyway, that's it.
All right.
See ya.
Go Yanks. Let's make it a series out of it.
73 degrees right now.
Holy cow, Rocky. I'll have to put the top down.